Are in line for another great festival.
We're ready. Yes, we're ready for the 35th annual Felix Adler Day Festival at Clinton, Iowa's Children's Museum, right there at the Felix Adler Discovery Center. Indoors and outs. Okay, so it's a week from Saturday, as we're talking today, because we're talking on D-Day. So Saturday, June 15th, indoors and out. We have free admission to the Discovery Center that day. So we always like to say is, one could come to Felix Adler Day and really spend no money if you didn't want to. I mean, it would be fun to do that too, but you could come and play in the Children's Museum for free that day with free admission. The grounds has no admission to come on into our parking lot outdoor area, and so there's no admission to just come over. And we have lots of free shows under the big top. A lot of community organizations are going to be performing throughout the day between 10 and 3 throughout the festival. And there are a few attractions that you can do for free, like there's, little bubbles, and there's a really cool water table that circulates water that our friend and educator Anton Green from out in the county, he brings that. And of course the petting zoo animals, if you don't want to feed them, you can just lean over the fence and pet them. So you could spend a free day at the Discovery Center and at Felix Adler Day. But if you wanted to buy our little nominal punch cards that have little 50-cent punches around the edges, we sell those at the $5 and the $10 price point. Then you could do things like ride the pony rides and feed the animals and ride the Sawmill Museum train is going to be there for sure this year. That's a long-standing tradition, so we're glad to have them back. And then we have another big tent just filled with little kid fun night games, ring toss and beanbag tosses and dig in the dino sand and pick the floaty ducky out of the water and all those kind of things. And everything that you play with our little 20 games or whatever in there, you earn a prize. So it's a really fun family time. That is the entire point of the exercise.
Can't believe it's the 35th annual event already. That's amazing.
Well, okay, so there was a Felix Adler Day before there was a Felix Adler Discovery Center. So since today's a historic day, if we're talking history, the founder of our Children's Museum, Theo Adler Smith, who has now passed, as have her two sisters, Audrey Dolan and Marge Strunk. So those were the three sisters who were the nieces of Felix Adler. Felix didn't have any kids. He got married later in life, but he really adored his family, and as a guy who was out being famous in America, came back to Clinton quite a bit when we're talking this whole first half of the 1900s, okay? And so while he was big in the circus and this lead clown with Ringling Brothers, Barnum and Bailey, golden age of the circus, we're talking about World War II today, so the golden age of the circus, we say in America, was about 1910 through 1960. And so if you can think about that time in history, we had a stock market crash, a Great Depression, 2 world wars, no TV, barely any radio, and no highways, right? Until, we got the concrete interstate highway system going in the 50s, and Eisenhower did that. So this magical thing called the circus would traverse the country on the rails, ride the rails, and the circus train would pull into your town. And I've read some old Clinton Herald accounts of this, and they describe, from the 20s and 30s, they describe the circus disembarking from the train, and these people were pretty and attractive and clean, and their outfits were crisp, and then they had exotic animals with them, for Pete's sake. Then an elephant would come off, then here comes a tiger. It was just, and if you think, we didn't have our TVs, we didn't have these other ways of shared entertainment. That's what the circus was, because it could go all over America. It was everywhere, all your family all over the country that you knew. And out in Omaha, the cousins were seeing the same show you were seeing it. And so Felix was very famous in America. Felix came back to America a lot. So his nieces in the 80s said, we need to honor Felix. Let's have a day to honor Felix. So Felix Adler Day was born at the end of the 80s here in Clinton. And then people said, gosh, this is really fun. Can you do this every year? And then, gosh, can you do it year round and establish an indoor place for kids? That's how the Discovery Center was born.
And the Discovery Center, of course, is open 5 days a week. And what are the hours and how can people get involved with the Discovery Center?
Oh my gosh. Well, we're open Wednesday through Sunday. And Monday, Tuesday, we say is like our weekend when we close and clean. So Wednesdays in the afternoons, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, we're open 10 to 5. And then Sunday again in the afternoon, 1:30 to 4:30. Come on down and play at the Discovery Center. If you're a grandma, great-grandma, half the grown-ups that walk through the front door are grandparents, not just parents. So bring your grandkids, especially if they're popping in to visit. Like we're still all in Clinton, but maybe other parts of our family have moved, but they come back to visit. Pop on down to the Discovery Center and play. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon. We love volunteers. As a nonprofit organization, we thrive on volunteers, by which I want to mention it does take 90 of them to run a Felix Adler Day Festival. Everybody from who sets up things in the day before, who gets things ready, and then the 50 or so people that will be there that day helping you. Everybody you see at Felix Adler Day will running a game or helping at the pony rides or welcoming you or selling popcorn and water. We do have other food trucks though too. They will be the volunteers.
Now, you've got some great sponsors, and we've got about 3 minutes left. If you want to run down the list of some of those sponsors, because they are a very important part of what you do.
They are. So when one hires a pony ride, ring from out of town, it takes money and petting zoo and all these things. So our big sponsor that we are so proud to have a partnership with, Sethnis Roquette, the Fulton Kiwanis Club is integral in their organization and their manpower and their tent loan to us. Peterson Sanitary, Beckwith Commercial Roofing, Citizens First Bank, Electronics, Clinton Herald, KROS Radio, and MAC 94.7, RHA Refrigeration, the Insurance Group and West Bend Insurance, Lumber Kings, Culver's, First Gateway Credit Union, Subway, Hensley Disposal, Clausen Trucking, Clinton Lions Club, First Wealth Financial Group, AC Root, Hugon and Sewer, Air Control, Clinton Moose Lodge, Clinton Veterinary Clinic, Corvens Custom Pack, Eastern Iowa Orthodontics Employers Service Bureau, George Leonard Agency, American Family Insurance, Niederhoff Insurance Agency, Pape Funeral Home, Sterling Federal Bank, True North Companies, Insurance and Financial Strategies, and every little bit helps. This is it is the quintessential, guiding spirit of many hands make light work. Anybody that can contribute to the Children's Museum to keep it going in Clinton. We've been here for 27 years. Felix Adler Day running now 35 years. Come down on June 15th and enjoy some time with your family, and we'd love to host you.
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And again, make it a part of your weekend next weekend. Sarah, thanks so much for coming in. Glad you could make it.
Thank you, Gary.
This is Kate Delaney. Join me every weeknight at 11 p.m. for America Tonight. I'll talk about